Welcome back, episode 43 of Revisited? Yes, 43. These are kind of running together. Talking about Demon Slayer again. We have a whole new avenue of crap to talk about now.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. It is so beloved that the videos will not stop flowing. This kid, without even trying, I think he just put in Demon Slayer analysis, found a good 12 videos.
Easy.
So when we actually try to look for these things, just know we can get some. I don't know if we're ever going to do another month after Naruto month, but My Hero is possible, and Demon Slayer is beyond possible.
I think we definitely talked about a My Hero month. We have enough. We have enough at least for a Bakugo month. Because, ooh, the cup runneth over.
So, this time, we're talking about Just Stop is Wrong About Demon Slayer by somebody else. I forgot the name. I even looked it up.
You downloaded the video.
I even looked it up to go, okay, what's the name so I know the name? But the name is so nondescript that it's just hard for me to remember. Let me see.
Oh, you're falling apart.
Tell me even when I say the name if it sounds like something memorable. theCptCanteen. The Captain Canteen, I guess. Yeah. This is one where they're not a big YouTubers, like, at all. So, this is one of those, definitely never heard of them, don't know anything about them.
This one was very odd because right after I finished Demon Slayer, it was like midnight-ish, and I had seen the first half of Just Stop's video because at a certain point it just goes, all right, manga spoilers, and this was after we did the Demon Slayer because reasons, and somebody went, Just Stop made a video. I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch that, and I watched the half that I got up to. I was like, he got it correct, 100% correct. What's the problem here?
Did you go back and watch the rest of it afterwards?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
airtight, except for one moment where he goes, where he looks at Muzan's family, and he goes, that kid is a half demon, half human. Why is nobody talking about this? And I'm like, you don't exactly know that kid is Muzan's kid. It could be adoption. It could be... We don't know about the family, so you can't really say that.
Plus, other than that, getting pregnant, would that cause a demon? Or does he need to actually, like, give the blood?
Yeah, so that was one of the things where I was just like, not exactly. But everything else, 100%. Airtight. No issue. So I hit up the Just Stop video, you know, midnight. It was about 20 minutes left in the video with the manga spoilers. Listen to that, perfectly fine. No issues other than that one thing. And then over in the recommended, I saw this video. I'm like, this us? This is, are they doing to us? Watched it and I went, oh no, dude, you are wrong. And I stayed up to like 2 o'clock in the morning, just responding, big comment, just, and then I talked to you about it the next day, and then you were like, we could have done that at Revisit. I was like, we could have. I was just like, no, you don't be attacking my man's Just Stop, friend of the show, Just Stop. You don't do that, and especially making
notably beloved violence exists.
And he was just making such bad points that it was the combination of me just finishing off Demon Slayer, me liking the Just Stop video, and me just being just like, this. Because, you know, I listened to the beginning like, I'll probably listen to the rest of it in the morning. And then I was just like, nope, I'm here now. So I just went, timestamps, here's all my issues. And that's what it was. Didn't even think for a second about Revisiting.
So this is one of the weird ones, because usually for Revisited, we see a little bit of the video, we might skim through it, but we don't see the whole thing, because we like to have our live reaction, well, live, in quotes, reactions and stuff. But for this one, you've seen it, so you're going to have a lot more to point out, maybe.
Yeah, but enough time has passed that I've forgotten most of it. I know some points that he's going to bring up, but...
Yeah, it's so weird, because everything sticks in my mind and nothing sticks in my mind. And what I mean by that is, if you were to just go, hey, what happened in that video? I couldn't tell you a second.
There are a couple videos that I listen to like, wow, that was a really bad point.
And then, if you were to go, hey, they said this point, I'll instantly go, oh yeah, and then they said, and I'll rattle off 8 straight minutes of it. So, like, I can't get it on my own, but if you tell me about it, yeah, sticks in my mind. Yeah, I completely forget about it. So
yeah, this is the first of its kind. He's revisiting a Just Stop video, and we're revisiting him. So it's a couple layers here. It's very interesting.
So let's just get into it.
About Demon Slayer, and I'm going to explain why. Just Stop made a 45-minute long video reviewing Demon Slayer. Just Stop had a lot of negative things to say about Demon Slayer. Most of them, honestly, are just nitpicks.
Pause.
So just
absolutely not. Story-breaking elements. Legitimate. Stuff like we don't know what the forms are. Tanjiro trained way too quickly. The ranking system is only brought up really like twice.
Yeah, we see like the level they're at, and then here's the tippity top people. We're the middle ground, like
that's exactly what Just Stop says. He says we see nobody that we can compare them to. He goes, Inosuke was just like, look at your hand, and we jumped up 3 spots or whatever. And like we don't know who's above them, and we don't know below them. We don't know the people at the very end, all those people that were just mowed down. We don't know their level. We don't know the people with Rui. We don't know their level. So it's just completely meaningless to make an entire ranking system and do nothing with it outside of the very bottom and the very top.
Stop starts at episode 1. He complains that Tanjiro doesn't know about the demons, even though he lives in a world full of them.
The first issue I have is that he wouldn't know what a demon is. As shown throughout the series, there are many demons. So many, in fact, that an entire demon-slaying corps with hundreds of members would need to be created to fend them off. So why is it that demons aren't common knowledge by now?
Well, Tanjiro knows about demons in the beginning of the show. He even asks questions about them, like he's heard about demons.
No, you're incorrect. He says, that old man believing in demons and such, even though my grandma said something before she died, he didn't know about the demons. He knew of them.
Yeah. Like, it's completely ridiculous that he asked 2 questions and he goes, yeah, Tanjiro knows about demons. What are you talking about?
He knows of them roughly. He doesn't know their power set. Like, I know roughly of unicorns, but if a unicorn came up and it was completely different, I wouldn't go, well, I always knew about unicorns. Yeah. I know of them.
And if you heard of the concept of a unicorn, you would ask the things that Tanjiro asks. He asked, are we safe in this house? And what are demons like? Those are 2 just very base level, like, just informative questions. I don't know anything about this thing that you propose to know. So what are they like?
But doesn't know exactly what they are.
Nah, Saburo-ji-san. Oniってどんなだ?
昔から人食い鬼は日が暮れるとうろつき出す。だから夜歩き回るもんじゃねえ。
鬼は家の中には入ってこないの?
いや、入ってくる。
This hints that Tanjiro does know about demons. He just hasn't had a lot of experience with them.
Also,
that's not what it said.
Not in the slightest.
That's not a hint at he knows about demons, because even afterwards he goes, oh, he really believes in demons. What a fairy tale or whatever. Again, of the existence, I know of the existence of fairies. But I don't believe that they actually exist. But if a fairy came up and sprinkled some dust, I'd go, my God, a fairy!
And Just Stop goes further, going into what we go, like, what does the world know about demons and why don't they know about demons and stuff? And Homeboy just skips over that. It's not just the fact that Tanjiro doesn't really know about demons. It's the world doesn't know about demons. And this dude, for some reason, does. As well as the Demon Corps.
See, this is why I like the format of Revisited over something like this. Because there is no second that we skip.
He's cutting context out this world. He goes from one thing to another. This was a full, like, 2-3 minute point in Just Stop's video.
Anybody can take a video and make it sound like the creator doesn't know what they're talking about if they take 2 lines out of context.
But yeah, he's assuming this based upon 2 sentences of him wanting to get information from this guy that presumably knows about these things. That is not hinting at him knowing about demons.
Had a lot of experience with them.
It's also stated in the show that the demon-slaying corps aren't actually officially recognized by the government, but why? They kill demons, some of the strongest creatures on the planet. We've never actually been told the reason they aren't endorsed by the government, but I guess the author just wanted to give them that super secret mystery gang vibe.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but it was clear to me that the Demon Slayer Corps was created by the government.
Nope. Wrong.
No.
Incorrect.
It was absolutely not.
If you said it's pretty clear to me, dude, are you talking about? Are you talking about like the government like 1,300 years ago, and now they're just not recognized by our current day government anymore? Because Zenitsu literally said, "Put your swords away," because the government do not know about demon slayers. We are not recognized.
So there's no evidence in the series whatsoever to lead to this. There's no lines. We don't see any government officials. We don't see a wink and a nod. It's just, we at this point, we don't even know why Homeboy is in the lead, is leading the Demon Slayers. We don't know anything about him. So just to say, it was clear to me that it was the government that made the Demon Slayers, that's complete and total bullshit.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but it was clear to me that the Demon Slayer Corps was created by the government a long time ago, and now demons are more or less gone or myths to most people. So
no, the government today does not recognize them. They are not a secret entity that the government hides, like some shadow version of the CIA or something.
CP9.
Yeah, no, it's not that. They do not exist to the government because demons do not exist to the government. That's why when demons attack, there's a cleanup crew that hurries up and cleans all that up so people aren't going to go, hey, I'm walking through a forest with a cocoon of melted people.
And that's why when Homeboy bites Homegirl, they just go, what's going on over there? Instead of going, oh my goodness, demon. Nobody's talking about this. And it's a problem for world building because we don't know why people don't know about him as prevalently. When dude got his girlfriend stolen, they just went, oh, he probably killed her or anything. In a village where multiple women are constantly disappearing, they don't instantly just go demons. Yeah. Why not?
Why wouldn't the information, why wouldn't people be able to get that information so they can better protect themselves against this threat? It's just like in the Harry Potter books where in book 5, it's just like, well, we want everybody to know what's going on so you can protect yourself. And then in book 6, when everything is blown off and they do know that Voldemort's back, they go, hey, here's some guidelines to help you protect yourself and do this and this and this. So if you know about the existence of demons, how they're created, what they feed on, what their powers might be like.
Going out at night.
Yes, you can go, okay, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Imagine the movie The Purge, and it's just like, here comes the Purge, but 90% of the populace doesn't know about it. How stupid would that be?
Seriously, the stakes would just be absolutely nothing because we don't know the rules or anything. But they go, here are the rules of the Purge, and for demons, it's just this nebulous thing that just doesn't make any sense. And it's just
demons really do exist?
Oh, word.
Like, they're eating people. 50, 100, thousands of people eating.
I understand that people just go missing sometimes, but
if you got a small village and nothing but 15 to 17-year-old girls go missing, you might want to go look and go, hey, what's up with this?
And going back to protecting yourself and arming yourself against demons and stuff, the Weird Hashira's brother, he just got like a gun that is essentially the sword that cuts demons and kills them and stuff.
Yeah, use the same steel and
stuff. Is there a finite amount of the bullets or whatnot? Or because he's never mentioned, I'm running out of bullets, I need to go get more, I need to go retrieve my bullets, nothing. What is that gun? Because it just comes out of nowhere. It's just like, yeah, that's made of the same materials as us, so it can kill the demons.
And you know, you would think that they're scared to plant that everywhere because the demons might build up an immunity to it. But the fact that the demons have been around hundreds or thousands of years and have yet to build up an immunity, you would think that they would want to arm the people with at least like concentrated doses of it or something.
The demon that was that Tanjiro cut the head off, that killed all the subordinates and everything in the demon trial. He was in that forest for 50 years, stuck because of those flowers. That's 50 years of at least attempting to build up an immunity, and he's getting stronger and stronger. So it's not even like, because I think they remember them saying like the Westria plant, it doesn't really affect the upper six, but it will affect them temporarily. But even still, he's eating all those people for all that time and getting so much stronger, and he's still being affected by it for 50 years, building up zero immunity.
So, it's going to handle...
It's going to handle your rank and
98%
file
of the demons out there.
It's going to handle that dumb shadow thing. It's going to handle...
The first one they encounter where he breaks into the house and eats it, it's just like, oh wait, one of y'all is a human, aren't y'all?
Stuff like that. It's going to take care of those. And why not do it? They never said that those plants like wilt super fast. They never said that it takes so long to plant them. It's just like, here's a bunch of those plants over there. They're bountiful enough that a crow can just spit a piece of it out and it protects a kid. They're bountiful enough that a Hashira uses that poison specifically. And we're just not thinking about it.
Less gone or myths to most people. So the Demon Slayer core is still needed, but only in secret so the government can maintain a calm society.
No, the government does not know about it. It is said twice in the series.
Yeah, in at least in the first 26 episodes that's out. But as far as the manga, I don't think they reference it whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think they referenced it after those 2 times.
But yeah, that's poor world building. That's another thing. But it's silly for you to say that with basically no evidence that Just Stop is wrong.
Government can maintain
just with assumptions.
But only in secret so the government can maintain a calm society. I don't know if Just Stop didn't notice this, but that's the context I saw the demon core in.
Okay, that's the context you saw it in. How about the author literally putting on the page, the government does not know about us. We are not sanctioned by the government.
And he's offering zero evidence. He's just going, Just Stop is wrong, because I saw some context there. You saw context. You didn't see actual proof. You can pick up little points and just go here, 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 here. But he's not wrong for not seeing context. That wasn't even there.
That when it's literally said they're not part of the government.
Yes. So this part, this is the part where I was just like, I can't let this go. You can't say dude is wrong for just going, he didn't see some context that's not there.
Yeah, it's different for, things like, it's fine to see context in things when things aren't explicitly stated out. But this is an explicit thing that's said multiple times. And you're going, well, with the context, what was said on the page is actually incorrect. And so it's Just Stop. You're seeing what you want to see at this point.
But even without the context of those 2 lines of just going, we own the government, nah. What do you have to go, yeah, the government recognizes and supports the Demon Slayers? What?
They're getting paid, I guess?
No. Well, if you look into the manga, the Scar dude was just like, our family
is super rich.
Our family is super rich because we can, like, very selectively tell the future, so we amass wealth. So he's the one that's paying.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying, though. That's where I would think the government would come in, because otherwise, how are they getting paid?
Well, but the word pay is never brought up in those 26 episodes, so who's to say that they're even getting paid? I had to look this up. It's like in one of those end of volume scroll things.
Really?
Yeah, they said that Demon Slayers get I think it was 20,000 yen, the equivalent of like $2,000 per month.
Oh, that's 200,000 yen, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if this was like 200,000 back then, which would be like $1 million a month. Because I'm like,
in our time,
yeah, because I'm like, that's like $17 an hour, and people are getting their heads twisted. Yeah, that ain't worth it.
I would assume it's back in that time, which makes a lot more sense.
And it was something like the Hashiras just get paid whenever they want to get paid.
May not be explained in the anime or manga, but
no, it was. Hold on, let me go back.
I don't know if Just Stop didn't notice this, but that's the context I saw the Demon Core in. It may or may not be explained in the anime or manga, but that's what I had assumed.
No, you assume it was explained in the manga and the anime that the government
just missed it.
Does not know about us.
So, Just Stop is wrong because he's ignoring context, which may or may not be in the anime or the manga that I'm just assuming. Just Stop is wrong for these things. This is a nitpick and Just Stop is wrong for those things. You can't say that. That was the exact moment I was like, homeboy, what are you doing? You're not thinking about what you're saying. You're just saying stuff because you like Demon Slayer and it can't be bad.
But that's what I had assumed. But another complaint Just Stop has is that Tanjiro's family is not on screen long enough for their death to hit hard.
Okay, so I timed this. Tanjiro's family is on screen for a collective 2 minutes and 25 seconds or so before their...
That is ridiculous. That is unbelievably lazy for the mangaka to just go, he has a family and he is sad for the family dying. Mm-hmm. It's just meat puppets and it's meaningless.
We could have cut a lot of that in the village out.
Yes.
To give us a couple more minutes with them.
I could argue that the cat dude that broke the jar had more lines than a sibling of his. And that's ridiculous.
Yo, the thing about character death is that if the characters have little to no personality and we didn't know or like them at all, why should we feel sad to begin with? I don't really even give a shit because I know nothing about these characters. Tanjiro and Nezuko love them, and they say so throughout the series, but I, the viewer, have no emotional connection to them.
I get this, because in writing, you want to make deaths or scenes where people are being harmed feel more meaningful. In order to do that, you have to get your audience invested in those characters that are going to die, so that you can feel and relate to the main character more, because it feels like you're losing someone as well. But here's the thing. John Wick's dog isn't on screen very long either, or his wife. John Wick's wife's death is tragic, but we only hear about it.
Okay, do we care about the wife, and do we care about the dog? Do we care? We care about the dog because it's an animal and people get attached to anime super quick.
Children, animals, and old people are instantly like instant care.
But as far as the wife, does an audience care about his wife dying, or do they care that John Wick cares that his wife died?
It's all about how much we know about these people, and it's not just about what it means to the character. It's about how we feel about it as well. We should be feeling like, ah, crap, we lost somebody. We saw Nami's mom for what? 2 episodes?
2.5 or so, yeah.
But we got enough to just go, holy, that's bad.
We know how she's raising them. We know how awesome she is, how she deals with the village.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, that money's for my daughters. You can kill me, but they live.
I'm not going to say that I don't have daughters. That money is for them. I don't have money, so I die. That tells you everything that you can. 2 episodes. That's Nami's entire motivation for everything. Here it is just, 6 people that just die, and it's meaningless. It's just because they're their brothers.
But we only hear about it. And John Wick's dog, the puppy, is kind of the catalyst for that tragedy. The dog is more than just a puppy. It's his wife's gift to him. So when that dog dies, even though it's not on screen long, we have attached John Wick's wife to that dog. So when that puppy is killed, so is John Wick's heart. And it also helps that it's a puppy. When a dog or animal dies on screen, the audience feels more connection to it.
Yes. Okay, but here's the thing. You're trying to excuse what Demon Slayer did with John Wick. But was it good with John Wick? Or was it bad for both of them?
Or are you just saying that other stuff just does it, so it's all fine that this can do it as well? It's not good, it's not bad, it's just something that happens.
More connection.
How about explaining what you mean in the context of Demon Slayer? It's very easy to just go, yeah, you don't need to talk about John Wick or anything. You could just say, we don't care about them, but Tanjiro cares about them, and we care about Tanjiro. We don't need this dog example. I've never seen this movie, and I don't care.
It feels more connection to it. But what I'm saying is, in Demon Slayer, Tanjiro's family is like John Wick's wife. They're not on screen long, but when they die, we...
Hey, you probably shouldn't have this playing while you're talking because it's way louder than what you're saying.
You got the music, you got the voices, you got sound effects as well. You're not talking very loud or enthusiastically. Very weird editing choice here.
Is like John Wick's wife. They're not on screen long, but when they die, we don't really feel it, but we understand why Tanjiro is upset.
Yes, we understand why Tanjiro is upset. That's not what Just Stop's point was.
Yes.
His point was, I don't feel anything for them. And you're saying, yes, we don't feel anything for them.
And that's
but
the point.
That was his entire point. Yes, we understand that the audience understands that Tanjiro and Nezuko love their family and everything's for them and blah, blah. We understand it, but we feel nothing for them.
It is meaningless that they died. And Just Stop just goes, if you're not going to develop 5 people that are going to instantly die, why make 5 people? Make 1 or 2 and develop them for 2 or 3 minutes and give them at least something. But it's just 5 bodies. And that's exactly what it is. It's so pointless that they die, especially since, like I said, sub 10 times they're talked about past this moment.
Imagine Sugar Rush dying versus someone like Momo. Momo would get a much bigger reaction because we've gotten so much development with her and so much time with her and her character. Or Froppy or somebody.
It's not just what the Class 1A would feel, it's what we would feel as well. I don't care about what Tanjiro is feeling. It could have just been a flashback for all we care. It didn't need to be a whole episode of not 22 minutes, 2 minutes and 20-something seconds. Didn't need to be that. It could have just been episode 1 starts off with, oh my goodness, this is what happened. And he flashes back to, they're all dead. And it's like, I'm not even going to think about this anymore because it hurts so much.
Episode 1 could have been him struggling down to get down to the village with the snow, Nezuko, the dude, all of that stuff. And episode 2 or 3, he could have been training and passed out and then remembered his family and everything he did. And that whole episode could have been dedicated to them and learning about them and such.
Absolutely. But they just went, I don't know if it's poor storytelling or just I gotta catch them as soon as possible and something gotta be trimmed, and that's the family. That's the motivation. We're gonna get the demon stuff. We're gonna get homeboy yelling at Tanjiro. We're gonna get all this other stuff, but something's got to give because the first chapter of the manga is a double length. It's like 50-something pages.
That's usually what mangas do.
Yeah. So and it's just like there's something that needs to be cut so that the people are instantly hooked. So let's just have 2 pages of the family and Tanjiro cares, so you care. No, that's not how this works.
But we understand why Tanjiro is upset. But what that family death does is give weight to Nezuko. Just like John Wick.
It gives weight to Nezuko.
Yes.
Sure, in that he wants to fix her because she's all he has left. But do I feel anything for the family's death, which was Just Stop's point?
He's missing that entirely. Why not just have Nezuko? It didn't even need to be other family members. There would be no difference if it was just Nezuko.
It could have been just Nezuko and the mom.
Easy. Done. And we don't need like, a relationship with it's a mom, whatever, who cares. But this is not an argument. Just say that it's bad. Because it is just bad.
Just like John Wick's wife makes the puppy more than a pet, the slaughter of Tanjiro's family makes Nezuko more than just Tanjiro's sister. It makes her the only family he has left. And that's the point.
See, that's where I was. Didn't I just say I understood what you meant before you said it? We understand these things. Just Stop understands these things. The audience understands these things. But do I feel anything for the family?
It's a big difference between understanding and caring. It is purely just information being fed with, yes, I understand, as opposed to an emotional feeling. If we had that emotional attachment, we would root harder for Tanjiro to fight for Nezuko and everything. Moments like this, where his mom is just like, you have to save your brother, we would care more. Moments where there was a moment where Tanjiro's knocked out at his brother, with one of his dead brothers, like, you have to get up. We would care about things like that. As it stands, this is just an occurrence. And I do not care.
Makes her the only family he has left. And that's the point of the family death. To give Tanjiro...
We understand the point. He feels nothing for it. We feel nothing for it. And you've admitted that we feel nothing for it.
But that's the point, that we don't feel anything for it. It's about what Tanjiro feels, you see. And that's what's important. That's not what's important. Why not both? Both is very easy. It's been done for centuries.
The One Piece pass every time. It's so easy to do.
It's unbelievably easy to do. It's also... And something like that, family dying, it's very cliche, but it can be done well, and it's also emotionally impactful. But you just have to do it well, and this was simply not done well.
It was simply done.
It was done.
And Demon Slayer is a lot of it's simply done.
Yes.
Like death, to give Tanjiro and Nezuko's relationship more weight.
Had to show episode 19, didn't you?
This is a hype moment. Hooray! Yeah! Exploding blood!
How do they unlock their abilities, and how do they know what that ability is inherently?
That's a very good question. It is a need, and when you need it, you just feel it in your bones. Okay. You just feel it. Hey, let me ask you something. How do you move your pinky? You just move it. You just move it. You just know how to move it.
Off
no. Like this. It's just like, oh, I know what it feels like to move the pinky, and then you just move it, and she's just like, okay, if I just close my fist, the blood will explode because I know it. Just like moving the pinky, it's just a feeling.
No.
Yeah.
There are scientific reasons for the brain firing off to the nerves.
Then why can some people move their ears and some people can't?
They don't have that.
Exactly. They
don't have the capability to
until they unlock it.
No.
Until they get the feeling of moving the ears and go, oh, I understand it now. And that's how you move the ear. And then you move the ear forever.
Nope.
Yeah, what?
Nope.
Is that not how science works?
That is not how it works at all.
Yeah, it is very poorly explained. Especially since this is the only time that we see somebody actively unlocking it. And you could say that it's like personality based because little simp demon kid, he wants to be alone with the demon doctor, so he unlocks an ability to hide them and protect them. And then demon doctor is just like, oh, she has a way to calm people and demons down. It could just be a personality or I need to set the moment, but then you just have to ask, do they have multiple demon arts? Is it just one? If it's just one, why is it just one?
What about the arrow dude?
He had a very strong attachment to his sister, and his is supporting his sister to do the bidding of Muzan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to know because the personality doesn't really conflate.
It doesn't
with the power there.
Okay, so it would be that the girl unlocked it first because she had an attachment to the dodgeball things. Okay, and then he goes, "I love you so much, sister, that I want to support you." Raw arrows.
That's what it would be. The arrow.
It would have to be. Do you have any other explanation?
So the absence of evidence on my part means actual evidence on your part.
That is correct. I am correct because you have what can you say against it? Dude,
you can't prove me wrong. Dude, so how can you prove that I'm not right?
It's terrible because it's just not even halfway explained. It's just something. This fight is so bad because two things happen out of nowhere for them to win. Oh, I just got the fire breathing, which the fire and the water and all those effects, they're not real. No. They're not happening. I watched a clip of the train thing. I'm looking at the ground, seeing the ground scorches. It does not scorch.
No. They've said it before that it's just the way they're moving. To people on the outside, it looks like water.
They're emulating the flow of water and things.
That's why people that aren't very good at it, you don't see that type of thing.
Yeah, and that's what the forms are. They're emulating like the roaring fire or the flowing water or the fact that love exists. That's a form. It's terrible.
I mean, that sounds about right,
But yeah, for some reason, once he unlocks the sun fire breathing, he is able to cut the strings. We don't know why. It's just something that happens. If it was actual fire, we could say he's cutting it with fire, but he's just swinging his sword differently. And for some reason, he can cut the strings now. And then Nezuko just goes, here's my unlocked demon art as my brother is about to die. And it is exactly something that will fix the issue in this situation. And people are clapping for this just because it's pretty. But they're not thinking about, wow, this is kind of trash. This is baseless. This is just stuff that's happening. They mentioned one time that, oh, Tanjiro, you come from sun people. Mm-hmm. And then as it's happening, it's just like flashback, oh, sun breathing. Yeah, let's do that. And then, yes, we know that demons do have blood arts unique to them, but we don't know how they're unlocked. We don't know if there's any kind of toll, any kind of contracts, Hunter x Hunter style. It's just something that fixes this issue right now.
Why would it be a toll? They got unlimited stamina, unlimited healing.
So people aren't thinking about this moment in that way. They're just thinking about, oh my goodness, pretty, not, wow, this is a bunch of stuff just coming out of nowhere, perfectly timed.
Hey, why are some demons' neck so hard to cut?
Why?
Why was Muzan's neck so hard to cut?
Why could those twins just go, oh, we just got rubber neck? Why was the demon that ate all of Homeboy's pupils just like, yeah, my neck is extra super triple hard?
How did you train that?
How?
Now, I know there's things, there are neck exercises that help strengthen the neck, but to strengthen the neck to the point where a sharp blade cannot cut through it, I do not understand. And then someone just goes, well, I'm going to swing it differently, and now I can cut through it.
Yes. And then the fact that, yeah, this dude can't cut through my neck. Oh, but this dude can. So is he stronger?
Absolutely.
Is he better?
Absolutely.
Does he have better technique?
Absolutely. 11th form.
11 is more than 10, you see. And thus, you may begin to clap because Tanjiro has 10 forms. He goes, 11th form. Okay, who cares? And then that goes back to your point of just like how, because he cut his own neck off, but he was already slicing through his neck. So how much of the neck can be sliced through before they cut their own head off and they can still regenerate? That's a very unanswered question that I kind of feel like should be.
Next.
Also, Just Stop doesn't like this dude. Okay, I can't argue that. It just seems like a personal choice.
After that, Tanjiro goes off to meet the swordsman called Urokudaki, and he starts his training to be able to fight. You think this will be the start of some massive training arc where he learns all the breath techniques he ends up using to fight demons with, but his progression feels unworthy because while the arc, if you can even call it that, spans only about 1.5 episodes, the time supposedly spans 2 whole years.
Next, Just Stop complains that Tanjiro's first training arc is not long enough, and that Tanjiro only trains for an episode and a half. Also, we don't see Tanjiro's powers, or what powers he has, so when he uses them, they just come out of nowhere. Okay, 1, Tanjiro has 45 minutes of training. In most movies, main characters have less time than that, and it's believable. This training episode does it.
That is not an argument.
You're correlating a massive amount of time to 45 minutes. And it's not 45 minutes of training as so much as 45 minutes of being told what to do and then doing it.
Yes.
Because does he swing a sword for 45 minutes? No. Or is he told, hey, you need to do this thing, you need to run for also, 10 minutes?
A lot of that time is him trying to cut the rock and just going, why can't I cut the rock? Until somebody just, in what is a minute, just goes, and then she taught me everything that I was doing wrong. and she taught me how to breathe and the principle of breathing, and then I cut the rock. That was not training. If you look at hard he is doing stuff training, it's gotta be less than 20 minutes. Because there's a lot of talking with the two ghost kids and everything. And going back to just the movie thing, you can't just go, he got 45 minutes. Some movies got less. You've explained no movies which had less. And even if they do have less, it doesn't matter because I said this before, he is going from 0 to being able to cut the neck of people that he just beat. The other people who know the absolute principles of all the forms and stuff that they're talking about. He goes from absolute 0 to being able to defeat a demon that they could not defeat in a 2-year time skip that occurs over 2 episodes, and we don't know anything of any kind of forms. We never see him trying to cut the rock with the form. The forms just come later. So He doesn't even know breathing at that point. He was assumedly just supposed to do it with his strength until the ghost kids came.
See, here's part of the problem he's going with that movie analogy. Movie is 90 minutes to 2.5 hours, which is what, 150? So 150 hours. This is 45 minutes of training, quote unquote 45 minutes of training. In a 26 episode anime. Even if you cut it down to 20 minutes per episode, you're looking at what, 4,000 minutes plus 6. You're looking at 4,520 minutes, somewhere around there.
Oh.
Let's just go 4,000 minutes to make it clean. 45 minutes outside of 45,000 minutes. 4,500 minutes. That is, or 4,000 minutes. That is 1.4% or so of the series is spent on training. Let's just bump it down to 1 because I took off a whole 6 episodes. Mm-hmm. So that is 1% of the series is dedicated to training.
When he goes from not even believing that demons exist to being able to kill demons very effortlessly.
And that's 1% of the series so far. As a whole.
Yes.
And training and everything he does, you're probably looking at 0.5% of the series.
Episode 1, family dies, Nezuko stuff. Episode 2, they encounter a demon that he cannot kill. Episodes 3 through 4, he is trained from 0 to being a demon slayer. And he does not have a single problem with breathing or anything of the sort. He is told about it, and he almost instantly does it. We don't really. Mass Dude just goes, all right, come back to my house. You got to come down this mountain back to my house. And there's a bunch of traps there. We see him going through those traps for 3 minutes and going, I can smell the person that laid down these traps. And then the scene cuts, and he's back down the mountain. He goes, cool, I'll train you. We see none of him getting down the mountain. We just assume that he did.
We see flashes of him getting down the mountain.
Flashes. And that's not enough. The flashes of move your body like this and then he punched me is not enough to go, I believe that this dude is a really good demon slayer. It's simply not enough. That's the problem here. Believability. And
look at something like a Naruto where you see how much training he went through to get the Rasengan. You see him, all the trees and grounds of him practicing the move and all the times he just dissipated it, the balloon. Everything gets a lot of time to just go, do this and this is why you're doing this.
Yes, that's a very good training moment.
So why is he doing the things he's doing in this training? Like, he's swinging a sword 1,500 times. Okay, that makes sense. You got to learn how to carry your sword and run with it. And you got to adjust for the weight and all that. What is he doing that allows him to water wheel?
What?
What did we see in that training to go, hey, do this, and this will lead to the second form of breathing, water wheel?
Yes. You have to move lighter on your feet so you can use the 4th form, which is a lot of steps. Was that the 3rd form? Doesn't matter. We talked about this yesterday. Doesn't matter. But whatever form is a lot of steps, you need to be light on your feet, and thus you must breathe or whatever.
You must breathe like this. You must be on your toes and move like this and blah, blah, blah. So you're going to be training your thighs and your calves, and you're going to be on your toes for 16 hours today.
And it would have been great if he was just like, since this is the water form, if he had to like envision water to do this. If we saw him training and just like, okay, I need to move left, right, and flowing like water. How do I envision that? And then like he like takes a stick and rubs it into the dirt so that he can envision and pour some water on it, and so he can envision the water moving and flowing like that.
That would have been great for a new form.
Sure.
That would have been great for a new form.
Or anything. We're just told that he trained and he got these moves from nothing. We don't know this dude's level of strength.
He's a former Hashira.
We're later told that he's a former Hashira. But as of right now, this is just some dude.
It'd be we said this in the Because Reasons we did, where it would have been a lot better if before he bust out those moves, like he knows the first three forms, it's just like he hasn't perfected the fourth form, and before he busts it out, he's like he flashes back to all the things he needed to do to get that fourth form, and then he buzzes it out, and then it's in his repertoire.
And we know exactly what it is, what it does, what he needs to do to get there, all this stuff. Cause water wheel is just a water wheel. And then he goes, horizontal water wheel now. I'm like, so that's just a slash. Crap like that.
Slash,
I don't really know what these things are. As the manga is going on, they're just like fourth form, love blossom. I'm like, okay, what is this? It's just something that's going on.
Cat love explosion.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just another slash. I don't care. And we're not given any reason to care because he goes ninth form. This I go, okay, so it's just another slash. Whatever. I don't know the power of this. I don't know what situations these things can be used in. It's just being used.
The training episode does its job. It shows us enough of Tanjiro's growth and what he will face. We see all the past trainees, and that tells us that Tanjiro is going to face a monster that has killed
all the past trainees, sir. We saw two. Of the past.
And then trainees. When the demon was killed, we saw the rest of them, and as they were being put to rest, we saw two people. We did not know that they were dead
until what's his face said it.
Yeah. I just assumed that okay, they're over there and they just broke their rock and they coming over here to help him. We saw two people. And we didn't see any of their training, so we're just assumingly that they're strong.
And why are you going into it leads to the setup of him facing that demon to avenge them or what have you? When Just Stop's problem was the training itself and not what it led to as far as emotional or plot-wise. The training does not lead to what we see in the forms because we don't know what he trained for to get merciful rain after a drought.
Seriously. So he taught him the forms without teaching him the breathing? When the forms incorporate the breathing? When you have to breathe to do the forms? So he just goes, all right, to do the merciful rain after a drought, you slice their head, but you do it like softly? What, do you turn the blade or crap like that? And he used it exactly one time. So 4 and 5 is basically worthless. That's not a move that's really worth anything in combat.
Yeah, it can only be used against someone that puts up zero resistance.
It's dumb.
All the trainees in the past. This isn't a training arc. If you really look at it, this first arc from Tanjiro's family death to when he kills the monster in the exam, it's a 3-act structure. And this training falls into the first act, the debate phase. It's perfectly placed in the 3-act structure and perfectly paced as well. Sure.
So in that case, anything could just be put into the 3-act structure. Zenitsu, his master dies, and the demon just, here's the conflict. Are you looking at the?
Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, here's the inciting incident, his master dying. Here's the climax and all this stuff. It could be broken down there, but it was so rushed that it's meaningless. I don't care if it fits into this. This is like going back into theme stuff of just going, no, but the theme ties into everything, so it's fine. No, I don't care if it's a 3-act structure. It's not good. We don't know anything about the training nor the forms.
Hey, where's the B story in Funds and Games?
What are you talking about? Oh, yep, there it is.
Act 2A. B story, Fun and Games.
He got punched in the stomach, and that was kind of he got the silly face on, cause silly faces is comedy. Okay, setup. Zenitsu's master dies. Debate. He's up on the rock going, I need to do this. Leave me alone. What?
It was Zenitsu?
Zenitsu. The lightning.
I'm
talking about, in
the future.
Because that was just so rushed, and one of my most hated moments, and I just got to talk about that. That was the setup. That was the debate. There was no fun and games. We're not talking about that. Bad guy closes in. Yeah, he comes in like, hey, what up? Dark Knight of the Soul. They fight. Finale. It's over. So that's a 3-act structure. Is it good because of that? What cannot be broken down into this 3-act structure? This can just excuse almost anything. Make your points without going 3-act structures.
Sure, other animes have longer training arcs, but this isn't an arc, it's 1 episode long, and that doesn't make it worse because it's not 10 episodes long. For example, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, he only has 1 earthbending episode.
Pause. But he already has generations of earthbenders within him. He has that ability within him. He is not a novice to earthbending. Even though he doesn't know that he can do it, he absolutely can do it. The episode where Katara burns her hands, he looks at somebody firebending. He goes, look, I can do it too. And he burns Katara's hand. He did that with 0 training nor knowledge about firebending. He has this ability within him, but he needs the practice. He needs to know how to do it. And we saw so much of the training. We saw so little of this training. We see all sorts of strength stuff. We see all the drilling, all this stuff. And then in the moment that he needs it, he's like, I need earthbending in this moment. He does it. This is not an apt comparison. This is just another, hey, look at this thing.
Earthbending episode. And guess what? The rest of the time in Avatar, it just shows him using various forms of earthbending. Just like after Tanjiro learns breathing techniques, we just see different versions of the breathing technique. But we, as an audience, get the connection that he learned it in that 1 episode.
Also, Katara becomes a waterbending master in 1 episode.
Demon Slayer sets up...
She absolutely does not. We have seen her being able to waterbend all this time. She is just putting multiple forms into practice now. She's not a master in 1 episode. The entire, 6, 7 episodes up until that, she's been waterbending consistently. Now she's just doing a lot of waterbending. This is him just doing stuff. Stuff that we don't care about. Stuff that he shouldn't have the ability to do. Now I'm thinking about it with the whole breathing thing.
Breathing as the key to successfully doing these forms. And so when we see Tanjiro pushing his body past his limits, we then can expect something stronger is coming. So Just Stop's complaint about this training episode, to me, doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes sense. You just don't agree with it. Yes. It's a whole different thing. He wants the training to be longer so we get explanations of why he is able to do these forms that he's able to do.
And what the forms even are and what uses they can have if there's one that's stronger than any other ones.
He wants that. He wants more focused training on why he is able to do Form 7. How did he obtain that? What is the training he went through? This is generalized training, and now he has 10 forms of a sword technique.
That's not good.
The complaint seems to be that it's not 10 episodes long.
Ain't nobody got time for...
Pause. He never said 10 episodes long. What's wrong with what we said? Do 3 forms and then have him be like, I have this knowledge of the other forms and now I'm going to flash back to my training and how I learned it and how it's implemented. You can do those 3 forms in one episode and explain those. And when he needs the other ones, you can explain them then.
Don't know anywhere in storytelling that says that training arcs or training needs to be long and extensive. Sure.
No, he wishes it was.
It would be helpful if it was. Not that it has to be. You don't need it to be either.
He's saying this happened, too much happened in too short of time, and we're not privy to enough information of why and how he got these forms.
Yes. And my biggest issue is that he goes from 0 to slaying monsters like nothing. The Genkai Yusuke training, not very long, but he's just honing his skills. He's just improving.
You're gonna hold this, you're gonna do one finger thing, push up, just stay on this pillar for 6 hours.
Hey, guess what? That's the finger that he shoots blasts with. That makes a lot of sense.
He's building up his spirit energy.
But up until this point, we need to learn what water breathing is, its implementations, the differences from other breathing techniques, what all 10 forms are, and how they're used. There's too much to learn in 2 episodes, and we learn almost nothing.
If it serves the story, it can be long and extensive, but, you know, an episode and a half of training seems to serve Demon Slayer quite well. And
no, because how did he get the forms?
How? Show.
And don't give me Avatar to say, well, Aang. No. How did he get the 8th form? What training did he do? Like, did he just start breathing and go, oh, now I know all the forms?
What did his master do to go, okay, here is merciful rain after a drought. You have to do this exactly. And if you look at it, he trained for 1 year. In that 1 year, he presumably learned 10 forms. No, he learned the concept. He strengthened his body. He strengthened his endurance. He learned the concept of water breathing, and he learned 10 forms in 1 single year. That's it.
Perfected the form, because he's never had a problem.
Not a single problem. This is an issue, especially since we don't know the concept of water breathing to the point where I thought it was just happening. We don't know what the 10 forms do. I don't know why merciful rain after a drought beheads somebody peacefully. That's never explained. It's just said. Like, what?
So
this is not good. We need more to care about these things. And Just Stop goes, we don't know when is an appropriate time to bust out water wheel versus whatever. And he's absolutely correct, because I don't know.
Demon Slayer quite well, and so this complaint doesn't make sense to me.
Fuck you and fuck you! Who's next?
Just Stop then goes hard against our boy here.
I don't find him funny. He has 3 jokes. He screams and panics, he screams about girls, and he passes out after getting to a frick.
It's a bit unfair. He is the comic relief character when we first meet him, but the writers also write in a specific irony to make him feel 3-dimensional. If you don't know how irony is used...
Yo, I was about this moment.
He writes in a specific irony.
No, but that makes all of his character traits fine because he's ironic. That's fine. Whatever he does is through the lens of irony. So whatever. So you could just he's excusing these things so much with just like one word concept.
This is just like in Cinema Sans fans going, it's jokes and it's satire.
Yeah.
So why are you taking it seriously?
No, this goes up with the 3-act structure, so it's fine. He's ironic, so it's fine.
When we first meet him, but the writers also write in a specific irony to make him feel 3-dimensional. If you don't know how irony is used when creating characters and drama, I'll explain. Using irony is a tool used by writers to make characters more 3-dimensional by putting characters in ironic situations.
This man has said the word ironic like 4 times.
He most certainly has. And this is he's just saying this as a way. no matter what you say with this ironic thing, in his mind, it's just like everything that he does is fine because it's through the lens of irony, and that's not true. That's not a way to excuse any kind of character. You can't have him go, Just Stop go, I don't find him funny, and you go, yeah, but he's ironic. If 80% of his character is comedy, and you don't find him funny, you can't just go, no, but he's ironic though, and that's what makes it fine.
By putting characters in ironic situations to build their character. A good example of this is like the Mandalorian. You know, ironically, the toughest, ruthless bounty hunter who always gets his bounty ends up not completing his bounty and trying to save a baby. Piccolo is a good...
How is that ironic?
You just said.
That's not irony.
No, it is. He's tough, and then he's got a baby that he has to care for. He kills, but now he cares.
That's more like subversion or a plot setup.
I mean...
Because wasn't that...
Are you saying that he didn't define ironic good enough to make his points? He just goes, if you don't understand the concept of irony, is what people use to make characters more three-dimensional? Are you saying that's what he said and he hasn't explained what he means by ironic?
It's like character change or character growth. That's what he's showing here. The Mandalorian, Piccolo. There was the movie with the... Jason Statham, where he had the girl in the trunk and he decided not to hand the package over. I forgot what it's called, Delivery Man or something like that. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by this is ironic. Piccolo didn't ironically save Gohan. He wasn't sarcastically saving Gohan.
No, but Piccolo is rough and tumble and he's like Killer Man, but he saves a child. And it's ironic that he saves a child when he's a demon and he's a killer man.
There is a known trope where it's just a rough tumble dude with the heart of gold.
Sure.
It's
also ironic.
That's not ironic.
It's also ironic. It could be both. It is both.
It could be, but it's not.
And it is.
No,
here it is.
No,
it's ironic. Did you not hear him say that the Mandalorian, a tough guy, has to take care of a kid? Tough people don't take care of kids. And then Piccolo, his mission was to kill Goku, and now he's saving Goku's child? That's ironic. And that's what makes him good.
No.
You can excuse everything that Piccolo does for this one moment. You can excuse everything Mandalorian does for one moment. And you can excuse Zenitsu's entire character because he is ironic. These are horrible examples now that I'm thinking about it. You're looking at singular moments as opposed to entire characters. Yo, get this trash out of here.